We're joined now by Helen, who is a Municipal Liaison, or an ML, for NaNoWriMo. And those are a lot of words that make sense to some people and not to others. Hello.
Hiya.
How are you doing?
I'm okay, thanks. How are you?
Very well. Enjoying our celebration of peace and love and tolerance on the show tonight. Now, for the layman, what is NaNoWriMo?
Okay, it stands for National Novel Writing Month, and the idea is to write 50,000 words in 30 days. Basically, it's crazy, but great fun.
And when you say national, it's kind of not anymore, is it?
Actually, it's international. It started off in San Francisco and then spread around America, and then managed to hop over every ocean, and it's now in every part of the world.
Wow. 50,000 is a lot of words. I tried this once and got to about 25,000 words and then gave up because I thought everything I'd written was rubbish. How do you typically get on with the word target?
The first year I did it, I only did 13,000. So the fact that you got halfway is really quite good, actually, for a first-timer. Normally I get to about 25,000 words by last weekend and then have to spend 2 days frantically trying to write the last 25,000 words, to be honest. This year looks to be about the same because I'm 12,000 words behind right now.
Well, the best novels do tend to end with a recitation of the Lorem Ipsum for several pages. So.
Yeah, no, mine might be getting there. I tend to find, actually, by the time you get to the end, it's really, really bad scenes, or, like, things explode, and suddenly there are dinosaurs, and then dragons.
I'd like to see all of those things combined.
Better. Maybe not at the same time, though. Although I think fanfiction.net probably has a special section for that.
You're an ML, then. What does that mean?
So that stands for Municipal Liaison, which is very American. So I'm the community liaison for Berkshire. And basically I cheerlead and I book libraries. And then everything else, it's all run by the wonderful region, really. It's people who participate who make everything happen.
So obviously, as the ML, you have access to some stats and things. How many words have people written in your region?
So far, we've done 1,437,178 words, and that's from 185 people.
Oh, wow, that's incredible. 185 people taking part. And is that typical for regions? Is that a small region? Is that a big region?
We're quite small, although there are smaller. There are people who've only got sort of 40 in their region, but then you look at places like Sydney or Melbourne or London who are thousands and thousands of people. We've actually got 1,500 people who at some point have registered in Berkshire, but we've only got 185 who are active this year. And if you look at Melbourne, they've got well over 400, 500 active people this year.
But that's, potentially 185 new novels out there in the world for people to be able to read, and that's incredible.
Yeah, that's from just one little county in the UK.
And you organise things like write-ins as well. What's a write-in?
So a write-in is where we take novelling from being that solitary, painful exercise where you sit in a dark room and hammer at a keyboard, and we meet up in coffee shops and libraries, and we make far too much noise for the library, and we share ideas and chat, and then have these frantic 15 minutes where we write as much as we can and try and compete with each other. And it's just generally really good fun. Having
been to write-in or two myself, I can certainly attest to the fact they are very fun, great kind of group experiences. I've met some amazing people already just this month from taking part in NaNoWriMo, which is very cool.
Yeah, for me, it's all about meeting people, actually. It's nice to write, and I feel a great sense of accomplishment at the end. Whether I win or not, you've done something which you haven't done before, and you've created this piece. But mostly for me, it's about this community, about meeting people, and all kinds of different people. There are people who are still at school, there are people who are retired, and everything in between. And I love that. I love getting to meet people who I would never, ever normally meet.
Yeah, it's just such an amazing part of that. So if people want to take part, is it too late for newcomers for this year? How do people get involved for next year?
It is not too late for this year. If you start now, then your word count will be somewhere about 2,500 words a day, but that's not that hard to do. So you can still do it, and you don't have to hit the 50,000 to take part. It's all about, you could write a short story of 20,000 and just come along and join us. So you go to the National Novel Writing Month website, which is NaNoWriMo.org, and you can sign up there. And then you home in on a region, and then you can join our Facebook group and come along to our events.
Brilliant. So that's NaNoWriMo.org. People can sign up and get involved. And just a sneak peek, what is it that you're writing this year?
I am writing a fantasy novel about a young graduate who wants to join the Potioneers Guild, but because she's working class, they won't let her because they're a bit snobby. So she's setting up a potions lab in her basement and selling them on Etsy.
Wicked. That is the best use of Etsy I've ever heard.
Yeah, and at some point there will have to be a dragon, because it's a running joke now that I've done this for 7 years and every year there's been a dragon somewhere. Brilliant.
Well, Helen, thank you so much for joining us and telling us more about NaNoWriMo. We really appreciate your time, and we look forward to reading about dragons and Etsy.
Yeah, sounds way better than my nano attempt.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks.